We all just got dumped by John Cena. I think we might need a contracts lawyer. And do we have another champion? That's all next, so just keep watching. Welcome to the Doktor O'Kay show. I am Doktor O'Kay, where I'm always just keeping it real. And today we've got Monday afternoon Raw from Brussels, Belgium. And there's only one place to start, so let's just keep getting nothing and liking it because John Cena dumped all of us because we're all pathetic idiots. And yes, even me, maybe just a little, when you compare me to the GOAT John Cena, that is, but especially all of you are the stupid idiots out there. And so he called all of us out, said we made him a victim of an abusive and toxic relationship, and he said that we bullied him and were awful to him for the last 25 years. And you know what? He was right, at least as to most of you, but not me, of course. And you know what? You have been all the way from your stupid face down to your smelly heels. And so what did he do about that? Well, he officially dumped all of us, saying whether you say let's go Cena or Cena sucks, you all are being dumped and we don't even get to take our own clothes or toothbrushes on the way out. No, because we get nothing at all because we did nothing but watch him be great while we did stupid things like this or did this. Oh, wait a minute. That one's not stupid at all. We're gonna erase that one out. But at the end, we get nothing because he broke up with us, saying that he doesn't need us anymore and we don't matter to him anymore. And to that I say, you know what? You're right, John. You always know what is best. So go on out there and do what you do best and beat Cody Rhodes. And speaking of him, he of course interrupted, but at least he took a moment to correctly call Cena special, whereas I would say he is of course the GOAT. But when Cena tried to reply, Cody blurted, "Enough!" which is what he always says when he has nothing else in his tiny little skull up there. But what he did come up with was saying this lame line about making Cena retire early and wanting Cena to find the guy on his shirt so he can wrestle him instead. And of course you want that Cena because that Cena hasn't won a one-on-one match in 2,517 days and counting. But nope, you don't get that guy. You get a man determined to beat you at any cost, including selling his soul. So enjoy that next month, Cody, because this Cena is about to be a 17-time champion. So no, Cody, you are the one who is the whiner and can't handle what comes next. So you will be ignored from this grade, and Cena alone gives this a double okay. So we do need to get to the matches, and let's just keep eating some tasty chair-os because Penta ends Kaiser with 3 straight chair shots, one with a super kick, one with a Mexican destroyer, and finishing it off with that Penta driver. So Penta is the ones, and he does it all in this no-holds-barred match. And he first ran the barricade into a Hurricane Rana, of course, then landed the hits with a Tope Con Elo, a backstabber, and a sacrifice, and then he used that chair to finish him off. So he is 2-0 against Kaiser in one-on-one matches and 5-0 overall. And then after the match, he told Kathy Kelly that he wants the IC title next. And that makes Kaiser the 2s, and he landed a pair of Kaiser rolls, including one on top of the announce table that Michael Cole was for some reason calling Death Valley drivers. But he also decided to go for Penta's eyes a couple of times, which was a smart move because that is legal. And then he also tried to choke out Penta by jamming the chair into his throat, but he did not get the job done and is 0-3 in one-on-one matches. And if the crowd wasn't hot enough from John Cena, well, this lit the place ablaze like a phoenix, so it gets a double okay. Up next, we just keep asking why they're here because the LWO ran out of the back to attack the Creeds in the back and then ran off Chad Gable for no apparent reason, but this distraction caused Ivy now to lose her focus, and Dakota Kai hit a Dakota kick and a go-to kick to take advantage and get the win. So Dakota is the ones, and this is her second win against Ivy, and she's 2-2 in one-on-one matches, while Ivy is the twos, as Gable's return seemed to hurt her more than help, and she's 0-3 in one-on-one matches. Now Ray and Dragon Lee do have to get fines here for interfering for no apparent reason, and sure, Gable distracted Dakota briefly, but their losses to the New Day have nothing to do with American Made, because as we saw, the man in the luchador mask, which was clearly shown last week to not be Chad Gable, as Gable was being interviewed by Kathy Kelly while the luchador was being walked out by security. So because of that, we have no choice but to give this a double not okay. Third, we just keep let's just say no yeet, because Jey Uso ran the ropes and then cross-bodied Theory to pick up a win in about a minute. So Jey is the ones, and maybe, just maybe, we can call this a spear. Perhaps he got a little bit more shoulder in it than it looked like, but I don't know. Still, for Jey, you pay for the win, not for the time in the ring, so I guess this is good for him to show him that he's looking strong going into WrestleMania, and he is 3-1 in one-on-one matches. But that means Theory is the twos, and wow, my dude, you just didn't come prepared today, I guess. I thought you had more endurance than that, but at least today you did not, and you're 0-1 in one-on-one matches on the main roster. But Grayson Waller came into the ring right after the bell, and he could have just been going to check on Theory, but I guess we'll never know because Jey super kicked him, so it will be Jey picking up a fine. And we would have thought Jey would have had more left in the tank as well, considering that match just went 1 minute, but he completely messed up a flip onto the floor as he missed trying to take out both A-Town Down Under members. And I think it is safe to say that this is Jey's Top Dollar moment. And we haven't seen Top Dollar make an impact in quite a long time, so this is not saying much about Jey. But Jey did go back into the ring to perhaps try again, but when he did, Gunther came up from behind and locked in that sleeper. But before he went to sleep, Jey slammed Gunther's head into the turnbuckle to get out of it, and then yanked the title off of Gunther's waist and then lowered the rope as he charged at him. So he held up the title high and then tossed it to him. And so if you want to be a champ, you need to prove your dominance, I guess, like Jey kinda did here. So good for him, but it was terrible to watch, so it gets a double not okay. Fourth, we just keep asking, who is this masked man, as the LWO get a win after already beating up the Creeds earlier in the night. So Ray was able to land a Hurricane Rana off the top rope and then a 619 to finish it off by dropping the dime. So the LWO are the ones, and it is hard to say much else about this match since most of it went on during commercial. But I guess it is nice to see someone other than the War Raiders or the New Day get a tag win on Raw, and they go to 1-2 in traditional tags. And so the Creeds are the twos, and they fall to 0-3 in traditional tags, but they got some help when that unknown luchador again appeared and took out the LWO with a German suplex and a flying headbutt, and then he ran away when security guards went after him, but he will get a fine, except we don't know who it would be who's getting it, so I guess we'll have to wait for now. Nonetheless, the match had absolutely nothing going for it, and the Mystery Man was more interesting, so of course the match gets a double not okay. And in our main event, we just keep that snake away from the ring as Dominic Mysterio's interference goes awry yet again as he pushed Braun Breaker off of the top rope, but it also caused Finn Balor to lose his balance, so he was caught on the turnbuckle, leading immediately to a Breakensteiner and a spear, so Breaker retains the IC title, and that means Breaker is the ones as he showed off his speed and power as usual, including that impressive leaping clothesline over the announce table and a gorilla press slam. So this is his 5th defense, and he goes to 3-0 in one-on-one matches. While Finn Balor is again the 2s, and after calling Dom a snake backstage for asking Balor to let Penta join the group, Dom's help again hurts more than it helps. So even though Balor was able to land a couple timely sling blades and avoid several big moves, he still loses to drop his 7th straight one-on-one match and goes to 0-3 in one-on-one matches this year. Now Dom and Carlito also attack Breakker after the bell, but Penta, who as we said now wants to go for that IC title, he ran out and super kicked both men, with Breakker cleaning it up with a spear for good measure. So Dom and Carlito get 2 finds each, one during the match and then one after the match. So Balor needed this badly and put in a pretty good effort, but it was still not enough to beat this uber athlete in Breakker. So this good match will get an okay. And with that, let's go beyond the mat for Raw as Io Sky and Bianca Belair officially signed their contract with Adam Pearce looking over them. And things went well enough with both saying that they would win. And so they both signed, which made it seem easy enough. But it's never quite easy enough as Rhea Ripley came out of the back and immediately argued with Bianca. And Io again tried to step in, but Bianca again pushed Io, so Io retaliated and Rhea took advantage by getting Bianca on top of that table and powerbombing Io on top of her. But props to whoever's getting the tables now, because that was a major upgrade, and despite a powerbomb, that table did not break. But even though Bianca took the worst of this one, she is the one who gets the fine for instigating. But then Rhea grabbed that contract and signed it on the spot and walked away. So she and Adam Pearce were arguing about it in the back, saying that this does not put her in the match. But I think we need to take a moment and get a contracts lawyer to see if this signature makes that triple threat match official. But even if it's not, I certainly think that it is a good idea. So she did eventually give that contract back to Pearce, but Bianca was not yet done as she ambushed Rhea from behind, and then Io joined in, but this was not helpful for either of them as Rhea was the one who ended up taking out both women. But again, Bianca started this one, so she will have to get a 1-week suspension. So this amazingly puts her second behind just Nia for most STFs in 2025 with 7. And she only had 3 all of last year, so I just have to wonder what has gotten into her. But in hopes that this actually gives those stupid idiot WWE officials the ability to add Rhea to this match, we will give this an okay. Seth Rollins said that he is not mad at Roman Reigns for his revenge that he took out on him last week, because he said he would do the same. But I said I would not be mad because Roman handed him the win and that winner's purse. So his wallet is a little heavier today. But then Rollins also called Punk the luckiest loser, saying he would have stomped his head through the mat and end his WrestleMania dreams and his career. But since both will be on SmackDown, he will be there too. And I'm sure that was just great for the crowd right there to hear on Monday Afternoon Raw. And because of that, we have no choice but to give it a double not okay. Kathy Kelly interviewed AJ Styles, who just seems to be pretty happy staying in the back, hanging out, but nonetheless, he tried to talk about Logan Paul before Karrion Kross interrupted again, saying that maybe Styles is mad at himself instead of at Paul because it took him 17 years to get to the WWE, and it didn't really take Logan any time at all. But Styles says he knows what Kross is doing here and it isn't going to work. So after he walked away, Kross told Scarlett that he seems to think it already is working, and you know what? I do too, so it gets an okay. This Raw had a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and yet another hot crowd from Brussels, but maybe they were just a bit too hot, so at least Cena put them in their place. And I'm also back to my place after returning from parts unknown. But if you didn't see that, make sure to check out all of my SmackDown grades right on over here, because if you do, you'll still be a pathetic and stupid idiot, but at least I'll give you an okay.